Hey everyone, this is Dana Williamson here with B.A.D FBI, and thank you for tuning in to the briefing. This is episode 12, I believe. Nonetheless, I wanted to come in and talk to you guys. Basically, if I had to title this, which I do, have to talk to you guys about planning. And here's the thing. I wanted to use our snow day as a basis on the planning. I live in Milwaukee, and we've had some snow, and I think it's about 4 to 5 inches or whatnot. It's about 4 to 5 inches. I don't know. I hate snow, but I had to drive in the snow today because I am doing some training for another facet of my business. So every week I have to be at this class from 8 to 4, and it's every Saturday. Nonetheless, I can tell you about that on my other Instagram page, which I'll talk about later. I had to get up. I had to get out. I don't like the snow. I had to get out of my driveway, not my garage actually, and there was snow in front of the garage. But my none of the doesn't matter about the snow in front of the garage. What matters is that the entire alley was still full of snow. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't know if this truck is 4-wheel drive or not, but I know I got to get going. And I was already leaving late. I had to shovel a path from my back door to my garage. And long story short, I've lived here my whole life. So the plan of action I had to leave early to tackle the roads, couldn't do that because I had to shovel so much from my door to my garage. But then I had to shovel in front of my garage in order to get my truck out of the garage. And okay, so the plan of action that I wanted to do to get to have enough time to get to class on time, not just early, but just at least on time, was in the aspect of pre-planning, preparing, and doing what was necessary. People that live in Milwaukee, people that live in Wisconsin, we know we do this. We know this happens our winters. This is not a shock. Even though I hate snow, this is not a shock. The thing is, or what I want to drive home is, we have to plan. So in business, in life, in ministry, and whatever, we have to plan. We have to take what is given to us. We have to take some insight that whatever is given to us, and we have to apply it. So like here are some notes that I was taking for a document I created for some of my Facebook groups. And the plan on this particular document actually started a few days ago, and I only went to number 4. Today, I went all the way through to 8, so I added 4 more options to that. But the plan was to get these things on paper and then go and apply it. Now, whether I was going to make it an ebook or a document or a post or whatnot was really up in the air. But I had the 8 topics that I wanted to put down on paper, and they're on the paper. I'm sharing this with you, especially here on the briefing, because a lot of you follow all of my pages. Like, you follow me on the Bad Queens of the Round Table on Facebook. You follow me here on Instagram, but I do have more than one Instagram page, and the other Instagram page that most of you are following me on is B.A.D DMW, which is more of the counseling and coaching side of me. Then there are some of you that are following me on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to share this with all of you here because as women, we know how to put this stuff together. We know how to plan. We know how to write stuff down. We know how to make lists. We know how to do all those things. But if we don't plan, we're already 2 steps behind. But when we do plan, like I planned to get to class on time, if not a little early, despite the snow, there might be a monkey wrench in our plan. So I could have made all types of lists for what I wanted to do, right? All types. But if it's not one, if it's not one in the line of what God wants you to do, it will never come to fruition. 2, if it's derogatory to what God has told you and how he has told you to do it, it's not going to come to fruition. It doesn't matter what you've written on paper. If it's not right, it's not going to come to fruition. Now, all those things basically fall under the same thing. If it ain't of God, it ain't happening. So even though you plan, like the word says, the way of man, we as men, women, we try to plan our own way. but it's God that puts it all in line. So that's why the word also says, lean not on your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge him. And it all comes down to planning, knowing what you have, and not overthinking what you don't. Now, that's going to be a whole nother topic. But it all comes down to planning. And again, there might be some monkey wrenches that come in on that. But you have to know that in whatever you're doing, if you're doing it according to the word of God and according to what he has given you, you'll be fine. Right? Right. So it comes down to planning. And it's very important for business, for ministry, for life. And it is very important for what you want to do and what God's given you to do. And you know what? Let me add this. I just posted recently on Facebook that I'm nowhere near where I'm supposed to be. And I know I'm not. One, because it always seems like I'm struggling. It always seems like I'm grasping onto things that grasping onto things that I might be missing the mark on. And sometimes I sit back and I say, well, what did I miss? And with what I'm telling you on planning and on those three things that basically tie into, if it's not of God, it's not going to come through to fruition. That's exactly where I've been. There's a lot of things that I think I have overthought, and that's going to be a whole nother topic. But there's a lot of things that I think I have overthought in my planning that I got away from exactly how God gave it to me to do. So, and another example would be my podcast that I do on Anchor about visions and dreams. God said visions and dreams. I have another segment to that, but God said visions and dreams. Give it to it like I give it to you. Share like I share with you. And it can't be, so in a box that the people are like, oh, it's another one of those shows. It's not. So listen, I hope this has blessed you. I hope you will share the briefing with others, as well as you will, maybe save this and take a little bit of the nuggets that you get from the briefing and allow it to marinate and get down in your psyche and get down in your spirit and get down in you. And you know what? Take the time to pray, fast, get in your word. God bless. I'm Dana Williamson with B.A.D. FBI, and you have just tuned into the briefing.